I'm Jo. I had a huge stroke about 9 years ago. I was, my daughter was 8 at the time, and in the night I had a stroke and I couldn't speak. So my daughter called an ambulance and she was a hero.
My name's Michael. I had my stroke 10 years ago, so I'm celebrating my 10th anniversary. I think I was lucky. I had a good stroke, if you can call it a good stroke. I had excellent treatment at Charing Cross Hospital. I had a clot, which was dealt with very quickly.
I was in hospital 6 months. I was in a coma, and my father and mother said, touch or go.
It was all so quick that, I was only in hospital for a week at 2 different hospitals. I started writing a diary, but that didn't happen until a few weeks after my stroke. Well, I was looking this morning and I'd written, I wish that there was someone who had gone through the same experience as me, who could have visited me to talk about what's it likely to happen in the next few months.
I was awake and there was a nurse there, and she was quite rough because she washed my body and it was rough. But I couldn't speak, so I couldn't tell anybody. It was like a foreign body. I kind of felt ashamed, The positive side, there was a nurse who was, she made my makeup, which was amazing because I couldn't do it. And she was kind, definitely. In the beginning, I was crying so much. I didn't know what I was doing. But there was a consultant, Catherine, who was so kind, really. She and the consultants were so patient to me, definitely.
I think my speech therapist, Kate, as well as learning sounds and doing speech therapy, building up words and these things, I was able to talk to her. It was almost like speech therapy and therapy, because I could talk to her about problems I had in the real world, if you like, the real world, of meeting up with groups, interacting with people, how you cope with people who finish your sentences for you, that sort of thing. If I had problems or anger or frustration, you could tell Kate about them.
There was a speech therapy in Charing Cross. She helped me. I couldn't speak at all, so she said, I'm married, and I said, baby? And she said, yes, and she was talking about life and everything, and it was just normal talking, like friends, if you see what I mean.
My speech therapist, Kate, directed me to Discovery, which it's a group. It was in Malden, near here. So I went to meetings there to meet people who for conversation and meet other people who'd had strokes. So that was very useful. I think it's the link between speech therapy, you moving on to something. Well, you haven't left speech therapy, but you've moved on to another group. So I've been very fortunate that I haven't been forgotten.
Now I'm working. I wake up, I dress one-handed. So now I'm quite sufficient. I've had to try many times. I have lessons with pottery as well, one-handed. I often go to the nail parlour one-handed, and it's half price. Like the trolley one-handed, and I have to buy the food, and I go out and the steps, and it's a nightmare. But I'm what's the word? Determined. Yeah.
I'm very, in a way, proud or pleased with myself how I approached my recovery. I worked very hard on my speech therapy. I think to try to be positive and proactive, you think you're going to improve every day, but then you realise you don't. You can say something one day, but you can't the next day. That it's not linear, but you keep going.